And what was your first job?
I heard you asking someone, I was like, I wish you asked me this question because I was like, oh, my first job, I was earning 2.5. I was working for a law firm that was in Pretoria CBD. I was staying in Pretoria CBD in my second year.
Okay.
Yeah. Going into my last year. It was my last year, the beginning of my last year. I worked at a law firm. I was a legal secretary for this two men. I don't know where they are. Yeah. So, yeah, I was a legal secretary.
And you got paid 2.5.
2.5.
Was it enough at the time?
Yes, it was more than enough.
Because
Like,
when
it was
I
more
think
than
about
enough.
it, I heard in the streets, I could be wrong, that
Yeah.
apparently secretaries in big companies get paid well. I've seen some posts on LinkedIn as well where they say 45,000 Rand a month, 35.
It's true. In some points of my life, after graduating, I was an executive assistant. Executive assistant at that time, they were earning 45,000, even though I was not earning much. But then I took that role because I was looking where the market is. So yes, they get paid a lot. But for
Yes.
me, I was a student. I was my first job ever. So it was okay for me. And my parents were still taking care of me. I was never a slave queen. I was never a
Yes.
paparing girl. I was not like drinking. So it was enough. And I was
Yes.
working. It was like from here, stone throw. That
Oh, it was basically your pocket money. You
Yes.
didn't have like to pay for anything.
No,
Okay.
never.
All right. Okay, so how long did you have that role for?
I think how long? Because that's when I was like, am I meant for waking bee? Actually, now that I think about it, that was just the start of me saying, actually, maybe I'm not a career woman. So I worked for maybe 6 months, and I worked for 6 months, and I had to go back home in our municipality to do communications in service training ahead of me graduating.
Okay.
So I worked for 6 months, but when I was there, I don't even know. It was just like, I was just a child, man. I remember the first time I had to go and do a license.
Sure.
I was doing my last year. And then I was telling my mother that I'm going to work. I was like, Mama, I'll call my bosses and ask them what. And we didn't tell my dad. So now my mother took the numbers and called my bosses. And after they spoke to my mom, they called me in the office. Promise, come. Girl, you are working. You are not supposed to call your mother to call us. You're
So you did the whole school thing where you tell your parents to
call
tell
the
your teacher.
Yes.
That is hilarious.
I just stood there and I started crying. And they were like, no, it's fine. But just know, now you're working.
Yes.
And then I told my dad was like, what did you do with your mother? You were at work. Okay, you could. So, man, yeah. So that was that. That was my first job.
Okay. So then after that, how do you then go into the influencer market?
So after I graduated, I worked as a PR intern quite a bit. And I think then I was feeling that PR was dying because
Sure.
I don't know, it was just dying. And also I think I was looking at the celebrity PR, not like
Yes.
corporate PR.
Yes.
So after that, I worked for a media consultancy. That's where I was an executive assistant to the media consultant, big media consultant. And from there, that was when now I was looking for jobs. I was just randomly looking for jobs that's related to media. Then when I was applying, I got a job. I got called at one of the agencies, influencer marketing agencies. I went there for an interview. I got the job. That was my first job, which was 6 years ago
Okay.
in the influencer marketing.
Okay. So with that first job, what did you work as?
I was what was my title? What was my title there?
No, but 6 years is a long time ago. So
But I was a campaign something though.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then you did that for 6 years straight.
No, I did that for 4 years, because I'm with the company for 2 years now. I did that for 4 years.
Okay.
And that company actually is the company that has all these big influencers. Most of these campaigns are through them, like my
Okay.
first job. So there was that. And then the second job was with where I am now, which I applied at an agency. And then last year, the agency got acquired by the global company. And that's how now we moved into being part of the global
them.
company.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what does right now you're a campaign coordinator.
Yeah.
Ne? Do you work how many times do you work from the office? What's your work life like?
My work life is supposed to, I don't know if I should say because I'm not going. on paper, I think it's supposed to be 3 times in the office. And 3 times in the office, 2 times out, but I go like 2 times in the office.
Okay.
It's a bit flexible, but because now we are like within the big sharks, they're structured, corporate.
Yes, sure.
And we're like, guys, we can work from anywhere in the world. And but it's very much flexible.
Okay.
But then it's on paper 2 times in the office.
Is it 9 to 5, or what time do you start work?
8:30 to 5. I don't know. Hey, I don't work around. I just work.
Yes, you just continue.
Yes.
You're like me. As long as I'm up, I've gone to the gym. I start working. When I
It's
stop,
like-
when I start.
Yes.
Okay.
But then on paper, it's 8:30 to 5 p.m.
Okay, makes sense. A day in your life, ne? Like, what do they call it on TikTok? A day in my
day in
life
the
as
life.
a campaign coordinator.
Yes.
Yes. What do you do? What time do you wake up?
Okay.
Like, what's the first thing that you do? What does your job entail?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wake up in the morning. I kiss my husband. I'm joking.
No, you're not.
I had to throw him there. Anyway, I wake up in the morning. So Mondays, auntie's off. Let me not speak about Mondays because auntie's off. So I wake up in the morning on a Tuesday to Friday. I wake up at 7. Fix my kids' lunchbox when auntie's bathing them.
Sure.
Take my daughter, drive her to school.
Yes.
The other one goes with the teacher. So I leave the other one to go with the teacher. Take my daughter to school. From my daughter's school, there is the gym. Sometimes when I'm a good girl, I go to the gym. And then at 9, I'm done at the gym. I go back home. I shower at home. I start my day.
Okay.
My day can be from, for example, right now I'm running 5 campaigns or what, with Engine, with Capfin. So it would be me checking on influencers if they have to go live, if they have to post, if there is anything that the client needs from them, I contact them. What else do I do? So I would it's just like managing an influencer on the side. And if I have like client meetings, I have to go to client meetings, status meetings to update them. Okay, we are here. Okay, Promise Makunyane didn't post. She's being a bitch. She's saying, so it's all those things. So I just manage the influencer, and I also manage the client as expectations for the particular campaign. And if a campaign is starting, I get a brief. I look for influencers. I go online. I search for influencers, and then I put them on a deck. I send them to client as a proposal. These are the people. The client says yes, and then I plug them in, and then the campaign runs. And
industry.
I will. I'm always like checking people's profiles because that's my work.
Okay, so I love that. You know what, ne? I think all the things you run away from, God has a funny way of bringing them back to you. Like now, what you explained, it's almost like you're a teacher or a principal or a leader, basically, right? Or a head of something. In as much as in the direct sense of your title, it doesn't look like that. Like, for instance, you get to tell a person with 2 million followers, 500,000 followers to say, hey, you didn't post this.
Yeah.
Basically, you're leading them. They're hearing from you. Hey, your caption is not like that.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like it's almost as if you're living back into purpose, whether, like, it's like you don't chase these things, but you work on yourself.
Yeah.
You just be, and they sort of come to you, right? And I really...
I love that.
Yeah, I also love that because I'm realizing, I'm like, this person is like, I just want to work. But it's like God gives you this like big responsibilities where you tend to have to look after big important things, because even with like own your narrative, it's like family is a big thing in society. And for you to be able to tell those type of stories, it's a great responsibility because people go on your DMs and start saying this
Even after the whole interview,
you see,
they're still there to update you.
So it's really amazing watching you blossom, right? And another thing, if I wanted to be why? Your employer will watch this.
Yes. No, you see, the smaller people that are in the office, they will watch it, obviously. The bosses are there. They don't even know what's going on. But those ones, they'll tell the bosses. So, man, no, not really. And now that I'm an entrepreneur, maybe that's why I feel that it's not enough, because I make way
more with your side business.
Yes.
Okay. If a person at home wanted to be a campaign coordinator or go into the influencer marketing, what would they do? Like, what can they do? Where do they get those jobs? Or do they even need to study for
now
it?
I think there's a course.
Okay.
Now I think there's a course, especially Vega. I think you'll find such a course. But then you just need to be social media savvy. But obviously you need like a backup, like a qualification of some sort.
Okay.
For you to be there. But sometimes, especially in our industry, you don't really have to be educated.
Sure.
You must just be educated on the internet. Like you must just know the internet. You must just know people. You must just know everything, trends and everything. And let me just point out on what you said when you said that the thing that you don't want always finds you. Like with my job, my 9 to 5. Like it's so, you just put it, obviously I'm not chasing to put it that way, but the fact that you put it that way, I'm like, oh, okay. It's actually still because I'm more like a boss of influencers. Like when I speak to your big influencers, they listen to me, they negotiate with me. I'm the middleman between between this big influencer and the client. I can tell the client, like I've got the right to tell the client, you can't go with this one.
Yes.
You cannot go with this one. It doesn't align. It doesn't align. And also 1, 2, 3, I'll go out and take out all your scandals. Do you want your brand to be affiliated with this? You know, all those things. So yeah. I'm glad that you said that because I'm like, oh, okay. It's still actually. It's
you know, one of my good traits, I have I'm an overthinker, right? But also with the smallest things, I find a way to give them a bigger meaning.
Okay.
You know, I will look behind. You know, like you're saying to you right now, you may be thinking, oh, it's just, you know. But now when I'm looking at you, I'm saying like a person who's making big decisions, somebody's bread and butter depends on you.
100%.
You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I love that. And then a person, like, you don't have to tell me your current salary, but a person that is starting up as a campaign coordinator or going into the influencer marketing, what salary range are they looking at a month?
I don't know. Because I don't study the market. Okay. I would only tell you about my salary.
Yes, okay, when you started, how much were you getting paid?
10. When I started 6 years ago.
6 years ago?
Yeah.
And then
like on the one that comes in my account was 9 point something or whatever. Yeah.
And then 3 years ago?
But yeah, already market did it. This will be me telling you my salary, which I want. So I don't really know where the influencer marketing space is. I've never Googled to check. Maybe they must just Google and check how much they get it, because the only thing I can tell you is my salary, of which I want.
Yes.
But for me, it's not the highest paying job on the internet, but I love it.
Okay.
I love it because also working with brands, like me, I'm a brand myself, so I work with these brands, and then I'm thinking about relationships outside my work with these clients.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's because I think 9,000 is little, but if you're starting out,
if you're starting out without a qualification,
yes, it's decent because.
But dude,
yeah, our economy is bad. Like it's tricky.
That's
very
why I'm
tricky.
like, I'm just working now because I'm still having that black girl thing. You must have a job.
I need to bambele.
Yes, it's just that thing. But and when also we move to this global, there's also like benefits. There's also like school fees benefit. I'm like, oh, okay, let me just wait a few more years just to benefit from. And my daughter started grade 1, and the grade 1 is half a lake of a bull somewhere in Mauritius. It's expensive. So I was like, let me have this benefits. Let me just taste this benefits, because as a parent, we are working for our children to pay school fees.
Yes.
So yeah.
Okay. All right. No, that's fine then. Guys, Google what a campaign coordinator gets paid and then see if it's something that you can apply for.
Yeah.
And then what would you title the season of your life?
Blossom. Like I'm just blossoming. It's not even funny. That's the season where I am. Whatever I touch, it just blossoms. It just blossoms. And what I've realized is that when you are in a season where you see, just do a lot of things, because what you will do will blossom. So when you are in that hot moment, just do things that you want to do.
Yes, you just need to, okay.
Yes.
No, I think I'm getting a sign. After this, Employment Wednesdays is going far.
Yes.
It's going to blossom.
Yeah.
I love that. To a person at home, last words of encouragement in closing, what would you say to them? they're searching for an opportunity, a job, or they want to start their studies, something to encourage them?
It's just to trust the process. And I know when you are inside that, when somebody says just trust where you are, just know that every other thing is linked to where you are going. Wherever you are, whether you are Emakai watching me in a shack somewhere, you will be somewhere sitting talking about that moment, about that shack moment, about when you did not have. So just try to be in the moment as it's painful. Nobody wants to lag, nobody wants to be confused, nobody wants to be misplaced, but just know there's a greater purpose. There was the time in my life where I was even depressed. That's when now, looking back, I was like, I was a depressed somebody. And I was already old. I was married. I was like, but career-wise, business-wise, I did not have a purpose. Like, I just felt like I did not have a purpose. But everything else is working for you good. Trust.
Oh, I love that roundup. Every single thing is working for your good.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where you are. You'll look back one day and realize that nothing lasts forever.
Nothing.
And
nothing is for nothing.
Yes.
Like the stories that I talk about now on my podcast, talk about my marriage, those were the dark times in my life.
Yes.
But now it's like top stories. I trained, I make money out of them.
Yes.
That's why I'm like, wherever you're sitting in a shack, like hungry, that is a story that you will tell one day.
Sure. Yeah. Love that. To everybody at home, so firstly, I'd like to thank you so much for honoring my invite. This was very cool. I loved how relaxed it was, and I learned a lot, and I think it was so freeing to hear somebody actually say, you know what, you don't have to be a boss babe, because on the internet, your market, your space, on the internet, we are told we need to be boss babes. We need to own things, we need to own millions, we need to have these LVs and all of these things. But you know what? It's okay to be a simple girl.
Yeah.
If maybe God, the universe, or whatever you believe in wants that for you, it will come to you in a way.
Yes.
But just show up, be yourself, and leave, and you will see that things will align and things always work out for your good. So I hope you learned something from Promise Jenny as well, and do check out her podcast and also check out her business. She has a very what is the concierge part, the whole packaging thing?
So the whole packaging thing is under the errands where I do party packs. The concierge is me. We didn't talk about it, that's why now I have to rush. The concierge, it will be me doing like dropping off some parcels for you, doing groceries for you. So it's like doing itineraries for you, admin, blah, blah, blah. So it's all those things,
Okay.
We don't have time to speak about that.
In another episode, when you come back, we'll talk about your entrepreneurship and all of that. But I really love your packaging. I think it's pretty cool. If anybody's doing a party or whatever, please do check it out on her pages. They'll be linked below. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And do not forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. And happy Employment Wednesdays. Always remember, you are not alone. You are gracefully anchored. Thank you for watching.
Thank you so much, guys. And you said something that I resonate with, which is be yourself. Nothing tops you being yourself.
Yes.
Always be yourself.
Yeah, just be.
Just be. Do not fit. Do not over. Just be yourself. Show up as your best self.
Yeah.
Okay, bye, guys. Thank you.
Cheers.